Backward planning, I love it.
That backward planning is in the presentation. I spent the last 3 hours looking at the presentation and making tweaks on the structure and adding kind of more at the beginning. Because it is backward planning and finding skills. Good projects need to know what you're trying to achieve. A good test, what are you getting them to demonstrate? All it is content knowledge. It's not a good assignment.
Interesting.
It's not a good assignment. It shouldn't be assigned if all you want to see is content knowledge. That should be a warm-up. That should be a couple questions at the beginning of class. It should not be an assignment. You're wasting everyone's time with that. They need to apply the content knowledge. That's the real world. That's application of skill. Application of knowledge. Don't just say it's about the content. Because now then you're not preparing them for, that shouldn't be the goal of education. Education to prepare them for careers and jobs and what's needed away from home and away from school. And that whole concept of, well, you need to know this fact. They don't need to know the fact. They can look up the fact at any time. They need to know how to use the fact. So much more important. One involves thinking, the other involves memorization.
And so this is where projects are helpful, I would assume.
Where projects are extremely helpful because the research gives them the content knowledge. Okay? And that may be one of your criteria for your project is level of content knowledge and the expectations that are there. But that's not enough. Is this relating to some other analytical skill? Is it relating to better research and documentation skills? Is it relating to their public speaking skills? Is it relating to their time management and prioritization skills? What else are you getting out of it? Because facts are facts, and when it comes down to it, we live in a world with the internet and the phones that we have that a fact can be looked up in less than a second. Facts that used to take decades of learning are at the fingertips. It's not about the facts. It's all about application. There's too much access and too little application. Look at the Common Core standards and what they're expecting. They want a list of facts that need to be memorized, which is why I think they're largely useless. But they are a step up for Florida. We can debate all that tomorrow. But memorization of facts, Common Core, they say it applies concepts and skills, blah, blah, blah. It's not internationally aligned, so we're not getting to the level we need with it.
Well, that's where your IB is helpful, right?
Yeah, because that's international. That is internationally aligned. That whatever, if you take a class at this level, doesn't matter if it's in the U.S., Brazil, China, Germany, you need to achieve a level of performance in your math, in your chemistry, and it's the same. Common Core isn't that way. Common Core is way below those top 20 countries.
It's interesting you use the word performance because it's not necessarily delivering content.
I can find the content. I can go on YouTube to get all the content I need about calculus or matrix theory, or pick something in physics or math or computers. It doesn't matter. Chemistry. I can go on YouTube and get the content.
But there is a part of Common Core that seems to appeal to the use of projects.
There's a part, and you know, being a public school in Florida, the English language arts standards are in place and required now in Florida. So there is a clear link to the use of project and relating it to the Common Core and the ELA standards because of the focus of the ELA Common Core on nonfiction, on scientific writing, on that and reading comprehension. There's a much bigger emphasis on that. So it definitely weaves into the project that you're teaching the research skills, and it requires nonfiction reading, and it requires some other things in most subjects that then bring those literacy standards in. The social science, there are no social science standards except for in literacy. They don't have a Common Core science standard except for in literacy. So projects weave that in there, and you scaffold and you build and you get there.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut you off there. I'm going to cut you off there because we both need to get some sleep.